Greetings, everybody. Jeffrey Guterman, and it's the second game of the doubleheader between the Boston Red Sox and the Oakland A's. Red Sox won the first one 8-5. Oakland A's looking to split the double and the series. This was a 4-game series. And we have two excellent pitchers. For the Red Sox, right-hander Sonny Siebert, and for the Oakland A's, Jim Catfish Hunter. Stand by for the opening lineups. It's a twilight double here at Oakland. Just about a little less than a minute here. There we go, 6 p.m. That should have the tweet up there. The tweet is up. The tweet is good. And let's look at our opening lineups. For the Boston Red Sox, it's essentially the same with two changes. Dalton Jones will be playing first, moving Scott to third, Satriano in for Gibson, the catcher. So the lineup is Andrews leading off at second. Jones bats second at first, Yastrzemski in left, Reggie Smith in center, Petroselli at short, Tony C in right, George Scott at third, Tom Satriano the catcher, and the pitcher, right-hander Sonny Siebert. For the A's, it's the same lineup. Including the catcher Haney. Hard work today for Haney. Tartabull in center, Kubiak at short, Jackson in right, Bando at third, Cater in left, Webster at first, Dick Green playing second base, Larry Haney catching, and the pitcher Jim Catfish Hunter. And in just about a minute, we expect the Oakland A's to take the field. Yeah! Kathy Harden. You're in Connecticut, aren't you? Are you partaking, by the way? Kathy Harden? Oh, Lord help us. Kathy Harden. I'll go for the A's again, behind Hunter, any day of the week. and the A's take the field. Here's Mike Andrews. 2 lead it off tonight in the second game. Hunter is ready. Pitch to Andrews, 2-8. And it's hit deep by Andrews. Forget it, it's gone. On the first pitch of the game from Catfish, a home run by Mike Andrews. Lord, here we go again. One nothing Red Sox. Mike Andrews belts it. The Red Sox lead 1-0. First pitch of the game. Here's Dalton Jones now. Hunter let up a lot of home runs, you know, as a general rule. That's the only concern I had about him. Look at that, 34 in 247. I mean, that's like over 1 per 9 innings. Is not good. All right, Hunter Catfish facing Dalton Jones, left-hander, and the pitch to Jones, 2-9, flies it to right. That was hit well, but Jackson has it, 1 away. And here's Carl. Quick start for the Red Sox. They won the first one 8-5. They're now 21 behind the Orioles. With the loss, Oakland 12.5 behind the Minnesota Twins. Here's the pitch to Carl. And he pops it up to first. That's for Webster, 2 down. Reggie Smith, the batter. Switch hitter, batting left against Catfish. Here's the pitch. 6-4. Grounds it to short X. That's for Kubiak. He's a 2. 19-2, and he boots it for an error. And by the way, Bert Campanara's pinch hit in this ball game. And that's a good sign, because that means that he is back from his injury, at least to some degree. So we know that Bert is available. Smith on first, 2 outs, and not because Kubiak made the error, but because I was thinking that anyway. Here's Rico Petrocelli with Smith on first, 2 down, 1 in on Andrews' home run. Here's the pitch to Rico. 4-8, struck him out. So that'll retire to the top of the first. There was 1 run on the home run by leadoff hitter Mike Andrews on the first pitch of this ball game. One left on from the error. It's 1-0 Red Sox. Oakland coming to bat. And here's Sonny Siebert. Pretty good strikeout hitter. Jose Tartable leads it off. He's in center field. Monday is obviously not well. He did pinch hit. He was actually in this game. He'd be available for that, but he's probably coming back from something. Tartable, a left-handed hitter. In real world, the Mets, this is real world. The Mets are in Oakland. That starts at 9:40 p.m. That'll be fun to listen to. And you have the Yankees starting in about an hour hosting the Twins. So that'll all be fine for us. We might miss a little of the start of the Yankee game. Dodgers are at home against the Cubs. And that's a 10-10 start. So I can pick between Mets and Dodgers at bedtime. I pay $3.99 a month for just the radio broadcasts, because that's all I want. I don't want to sit and watch a ball game. It's ambiance for me. Okay, Siebert now will face Tartable, top of the order, bottom of the first. Here's the pitch to Jose. Oh, there's a spinner. Wow. Look at that spinner. Woo! 1-4, and he pops it to short. Petrocelli catches it, one away. Did you see that spinner, Kathy Harden? You ever keep your eye on that? Lord. Here's Ted Kubiak. It's like a dreidel. You couldn't do that if you tried. I mean, you get about one spinner a game, maybe. But that was a long spinner. Ted Kubiak, switch hitter. Siebert. And the pitch. 6-7. Grounds it to second. That's for Andrews. He's a 2-22. He throws him out. 2 down, and here comes the hot dog man. Reggie Jackson. Left-handed hitter. Reggie is. Siebert, here's the pitch to Reggie, 2-7, and he struck him out. A 1-2-3 for Siebert in the first, and after one, it's 1-0 Red Sox. That dog fanned. And here comes hot Catfish. Did you know that Catfish shot off part of his foot in a hunting accident? You know what we call that today? I mean, that's part of gun safety. God, I don't know how much of his foot, a toe or something like that. Leading it off is Tony Conigliaro in the top of the second. Catfish. And the pitch. 1-7. And that is a base hit by Tony. Tony on first. And here's George Scott. Catfish from the stretch. 6-6. And that's a line out to second, caught by Green. 2 out, 1 out. I'll get it. And Tom Satriano doing the catching tonight after Gibson did in the first game. Larry Haney, Mr. Haney is pitching, catching both games. It's 1 out. Tony on first, top of the second. Red Sox 1-0. Catfish 5-9 struck him out. Second for Catfish. And the pitcher Siebert with 1 out and Tony on first. Red Sox looking for the sweep. Here's the pitch to Siebert. That's 3-8, and he struck him out. Third for Catfish, side retired. No runs, the single by Tony. He was left on. It's 1-0 middle of the second. And here's Sonny Siebert, retired the A's in order in the first. Struck out Jackson. Here's Bando, the captain. This is the real matchup. Think about it. This is the real lineups. Siebert faced Bando in real world in this game with these cards that are matched to the. So this is a real replay. Here's Siebert now. The pitch to Bando. 5-4. Catcher X. That's for Satriano. He's a 4. 2-4. And he's out on a dribbler. Bando hit it just in front of home plate. Satriano pounced on it. And threw him out at first. Here's Danny Cater. Siebert. 4-6, struck him out. Second for Siebert tonight. Now Raymond Webster hit the big home run, the 2-run home run, to put the A's, I believe, put them ahead somewhere in the middle of the game, but Sox came back. I think it was 5 runs to take it. 8 to what was it? 8 to 8-5. Two outs, nobody on. Siebert. 4-2. Walked him. So Raymond is on first with 2 outs for Dick Green. Big Dick Green steps into the box. It's 2 outs. Webster on first. Here's the pitch to Green. Whoa! That thing flew out. And that is a 5-8. And that is a base hit for Dick Green. A 5-8 single right up the middle. That'll send Webster to third. And here comes Mr. Haney. Oh, do you remember Mr. Haney? Anybody at all? Didn't he have like eyes that looked something like this? That's weird. They like an inbred. You know what I'm saying? I'm really sorry, people, to be so insensitive. Oh, shit. I mean, I'm really sorry. Yeah. Oh, it's so sad. In fact, I went on YouTube and I've watched this guy. I don't know if it's... He interviews families and people who are inbred who live in West Virginia. I don't know if it's exploitation, but it's the saddest frickin' thing I've ever seen. It's the most horrible, saddest frickin' thing I've ever seen in my life. Just about. Besides, children being tortured and killed. Just that would happen. But here's Mr. Haney at the plate. It's a clutch situation for Mr. Haney. First and third, 2 out. Siebert trying to settle down now. Here's the pitch. 2-5. Struck him out. Haney went down swinging. Almost lost his balance on that. The side is retired. Third strikeout for Siebert. No runs. A walk, a single, both left. And it's 1-0 Red Sox after 2. Mr. Haney. It's a horror show. I suppose its only value to me is to make me feel better about my life, but really it's so freaking depressing to think that happened. God Almighty help us as a species. And I'm sorry to get so heavy, people. I know this is a Strat-O-Matic game. Well, here's Catfish now. He'll face Andrews. Andrews only took 1 swing against Hunter tonight, and it went over the left field wall. No, that's a strike called on Andrews. Okay, Catfish. 2-7. Flies it to right, hit well. But the hot dog dogs it up and pulls it down. 1 away. Gonna make that look like a hot dog. Put a little mustard, a little relish, some kraut, and you're all set. 1 down. That's a hot dog and looking out by Reggie, the self-professed genius. I'm not doubting it. It could be true. Really. Here's Dalton Jones. Humans are so bizarre, aren't they? Here's 1 out, nobody on. The pitch to Jones. 1-7. Grounds it to first. Webster has it. He'll take it himself. 2 away. Hot dogs. Here comes Carl now. Carl popped to first. It's 2 outs, no one on. Catfish trying to settle down in this ball game. Unfazed by the Andrews jinger. Got to settle down here. The pitch to Carl. 5-7. And he struck him out. Number 4 for Catfish. And a 1-2-3. So that's the Catfish we know. In the middle of the third, it's 1-0 Bo Sox. Bo Sox would love to sweep the double and take 3 out of 4 in the 4-game series against the A's. Of course, the A's conversely looking to split the double and thereby split the 4-game series. Here are the games. And leading it off is Catfish. Siebert on the mound, got into trouble in the second. At first and third, 2 down, struck out Haney, Mr. Haney. That's a called strike on Hunter. Hunter is a 3-R. Siebert into his windup and the pitch to Hunter. 2-5, struck him out. Number 4 for Sonny Siebert. So both pitchers with 4 strikeouts thus far. Jose Tartabull popped to short. Kubiak on deck. And here's the pitch to Jose Tartabull. 4-8. Walked him. So Tartabull is on. And Ted Kubiak comes up to bat. You know, I could bring Bird in. He pinch hit in this game. I could bring him in at any time. But it's worth noting, you know, he is a AA, 1-17, but he's a 3 at short. Whereas Kubiak is a 2, so it's not a complete trade-off. Kubiak will hit. 0 for 1. It's Tartabull on first, 1 down. Siebert will work from the stretch now. Don't lose your mind, Guterman. It's not worth it. You're a law-abiding citizen, and the only thing you like to do that might ruffle feathers is get into mischief on Twitter. But it's not mischief. The Peter Obi situation is very serious stuff. And I am obedient. Kubiak at the plate. Tartabull on first, 1 out. Siebert from the stretch. 5-4. Catcher X. Satriano is a 4. 13-4. And it's a pass ball. Gets away from Satriano. Tartabull goes to second. And Kubiak then subsequently fouls out. So it's a passed ball by Tom Satriano. Tartabull in scoring position. And here comes the dog man. Let's call him Pooch. Pooch steps up to the plate. Hey, Pooch. Left-handed hitter Pooch. Siebert now. The pitch to the big man. 2-7, struck him out. Ouch. And that is the second time he struck out in this ball game. I'll go take a look to see what he did. I know he struck out. I think he struck out last game. No runs, the walk. A lot of A's fans were getting hard-ons when Tartabull went to second on the pass ball. But Kubiak popped to the catcher, and then Jackson fanned. It's 1-0 after 3. Reginald did manage to strike out twice in the first game. He went 0 for 4. He did walk and score in that 4-run 6th inning, which was then answered with 5 runs by the Red Sox. We're heading to the top of the 4th. And it's medication time here as Catfish takes his warm-ups. It will be Smith, Petroselli, and Tony Conigliaro. There is a fair chance of getting disconnected due to overheating, because when you do a double header, you know, when I broadcast with YouTube, it uses a lot of elephant juice, and it will overheat if you use it too much, despite using the plug. which is available, but I'm not using. I came in at 50% after the first game. But this is available, but if you overuse it while doing YouTube on this iPhone, you can overheat. It happened to me twice. So we could use it for a bit and then take it out and just keep going. Catfish will face Reginald Smith, who reached on an error. But before that, it's medication time. I hope you don't mind. There's no stigma. I'm not saying cannabis is good for anybody. It may not even be good for me, but I seem to like it. Lord, that's tasty. You know that, Kathy? That is still a fun thing for me to do. Top of the fourth, Catfish. And here's Reggie Smith, switch hitter batting left. Catfish on the mound. Pitch from Catfish, 2-9. Oh, was he lucky? Grounds to first for the out. In the middle of some shit there. Some bad shit. So it's one down, Catfish. Facing Petrocelli. You like that, Kathy Harden? Oh, yeah. Very, very nice. Oh, just go with it. Here's Rico now. That's 4-8. And he struck him out. Catfish with his fifth strikeout. I tell you, for the most part, besides one pitch, he's pitched good baseball tonight. And I'm going to take a Klonopin just for my nerves. Kathy Harden, I hope you don't mind. This is a taken on a PRN basis, as needed basis. Never more than one a day, and better to skip days. Better never to take it unless you feel you really need it. Two outs, nobody on. Tony at the plate. Red Sox have been tough customers for the Oakland A's today. This is the second game of the doubleheader. 8-5 win. I think it was 8-5 in the first game. Here's the pitch from Catfish. 1-6. Struck him out. Catfish with number 6. And another 1-2-3 inning, and he has retired 9 batters in order. Catfish Hunter. I mean, that's some kind of pitching, folks. Now Sonny Siebert. Bando, Cater, and Webster, bottom of the fourth. The captain, Sal Bando. Here's Siebert. 3-12, fly ball left. Carl is under it, 1 down. Cater struck out in the second. Right-handed hitter. Siebert. 4-7. Struck him out. That's number 6 for Sonny. Now Raymond Webster walked in the second. Siebert. 4-8. Walked him. That's the second time in this ball game that Siebert. Harden going for the A's here. It's 2 outs, Webster on first, and here's Big Dick Green. Dick singled in the second, was left on base. Webster went to third. They were both left on base. Now Webster on first with 2 down, just like he was in the second. Here's the pitch to Green. 3-5. And it's a base hit by Dick Green, just like he did in the second. It's almost like deja vu all frickin' over again. And it's up to Mr. Haney. And Mr. Haney, Lord Mr. Haney, Mr. Haney has, he pitched, folks, Mr. Haney played in the first game, and he did go 1 for 4 and got a run batted in, so let's give him that. Mr. Haney. Two outs. Mr. Haney with a big chance here. Sonny Siebert from the stretch. 6-5 Haney chops it to short. Petrocelli scoops it and throws him out. And the side is retired. The A's leave 2 on base. And after 4, it's still 1-0 Red Sox, but we got plenty of time. There's Mr. Haney. Good old Mr. Haney there. Mr. Haney grounded out. It's almost like something like Mighty Casey has struck out. Catfish has been unhittable for 9 straight batters, and we head to the top of the 5th, and it'll be George Scott 0 for 1. 6 strikeouts for Catfish. Catfish winds and deals. 1-8. Base hit. Scott, first base runner since Tony singled in the second. George Scott with a base hit. Now Tom Satriano, the catcher. Bat hits left-handed. Catfish from the stretch now. Pitch to Satriano. That's 3-3. And he hit him. Satriano is hit by Catfish. And the umpire has issued a warning if that is not retaliation, but I don't think Longborg meant to hit Webster of the A's in the first game. But he's trying to nip it in the bud, the umpire. So it's first and second, nobody out, and here's Sonny Siebert. Siebert is a beat bunter. The infield is in on Siebert. It's a bunt. That will make him a C bunter. From the stretch, Catfish. And Siebert lays it down, and oh my, I think it's going to be trouble. Oh shit. It's hit back to Hunter, and Hunter forces Green at second. Forces Scott at second, I'm so sorry. It doesn't force him. But he throws Scott out at third. It's a fielder's choice, actually. Satriano goes to second. Wait a minute. Thrown out. Leading runner thrown out. I'm sorry. Scott is thrown out. Satriano goes to second, and Siebert is safe at first. A nice play. I'm sorry that took me so long, but it was a very, very pretty play. The fuck? Oh, well, let's just get on with it. So it's first and second, one out. Here's Mike Andrews. Lord, that was, you know, when you use the cannabis. Here's Hunter now. Trying to get out of this. That's 3-8 on Andrews. And it's a base hit by Andrews. Again, Andrews with a run batted in. Satriano scores. Siebert goes to third. And Kathy Harden, it's a 2-0 ball game. Andrews with the base hit off Catfish. And, you know, he hit Satriano. Well, Satriano has come home. Now it's first and third. Still only one out, and Dalton Jones is the batter. 2-0 Sox. I got it plugged in now. We'll see how long we can go. We'll go about 20 minutes in. Top of the hour, I'll pull it to avoid overheating. And if we get disconnected, you know I do one of two things: immediately reopen or post to the community board and explain. And then most likely that's what would happen, because the thing is too hot to even try to resume. Here's Dalton Jones. One out, first and third, one in, 2-0 Bo Sox. Catfish. Oh shit, that really wasn't a good throw, but 2-6, it is a pop out to first. 2 outs, we'll do it. Now Carl. Carl with a chance. He's 0 for 2, here's Catfish. 1-11, walked him. Catfish has loaded the bases with two outs for Reggie now. Oh, my Lord, Reggie. I'm definitely going to have to take a break after this half inning. And then when I get back from my break, I'm going to have to ingest micro doses of cannabis. Catfish, bases loaded, 2 down. The pitch to a great hitter, Reggie Smith, switch hitter batting left. 3-8. Grounds it to second. And that's Dick Green over to Webster. And the side is retired. So how do you like that, Catfish? I would say gets out of it with only 1 run. Still think Catfish is in this ball game. A 3-8 ground out to second to retire the side. Indeed. And Sonny Siebert, who is throwing shutout baseball, as a matter of fact, he's He retired the side in order in the first, has had base runners and gotten into trouble in every other inning. Had at least one or two base runners, had runner in scoring position. But we'll see how it goes. And leading it off will be Catfish. Yes, Kathy Harden, Catfish is going to come in. Yes, he's going to hit for himself. Catfish. They don't have a Catfish. Okay. But, you know, who's really evaluating what is and is not a catfish? Because after all, a pitcher is a catfish. A catfish hunter. And what I'm going to do is something I do very well. I'm going to step outside for about 5. You get the idea, sure. Absolutely, you get the idea. I'll be right back, people. This is a 2-0 ball game. And Catfish will hit. Yes, he will. Plus, the bullpen is just exhausted. I have Jim Nash, but that's about it. Everybody else, they should have a rule. And I suppose I could make it in my own rule, right? But that someone comes in already fatigued. You know how when you have endurance and then, 3 hits and or walks in an inning, or 4, 2 and 2 in consecutive, starting with the inning, makes them fatigued. I would make these people fatigued coming in if they're tired. But I don't know the formulae, the calculus that would need to be done to do that correctly, statistically correct. I'll be back in 5. Short ones, give or take. Yeah, well, I got the baseball tonight to listen to. I think Howie Rose is a pretty good radio announcer. I'll be back. When I first heard Howie Rose, the first time ever, I thought he was a bit, I don't know, I don't want to give a word for it, but I really didn't like the style. And now, as time has passed, I think he's actually pretty good. Good color, good play-by-play. Okay, I'll be back, people. I gotta put some meters, some quarters in the meter. I'm just kidding. Oh my goodness. Thank you for the retweet, Kathy Harden, so much. And I will be back. Oh, Christ. Whoa. How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Catfish is going to lead it off bottom of the fifth, and I want to just tell you something. Here's Siebert now. 6-5, grounds it to short. Petroselli, he's a 2, and he throws him out, first out. There is a very, very light drizzle right now here in Oakland. It's kind of rare, but yeah, I suppose if it stays like this, we'll be able to continue to play. Okay, here's Tartable with 1 out. Siebert, 3-8. He grounds it back to Siebert and throws him out 2 away for Kubiak. Wait a minute now. Bert Campanaris is coming out to hit for Kubiak. How do you like that? Out with an injury. I think it's partly for morale for the ball club. And I think we're going to start to see Bert Campanaris playing back into the lineup. And he has come in with 2 outs, nobody on. He'll stay at short. He came in real world. Okay. Oh, yeah, the Mets are great. Kathy Harden. I don't know if you've ever listened to the Dodgers, because they're really Steiner and Monday. They are really something. It's almost like a standard. Some people don't like them. I think they're great. Okay, here's Bert now. Siebert. 6-3. Fly ball left. Carl is going back to get this. 2-1. Oh, and he makes the catch. And it's a 1-2-3 for Siebert. And Campanaris flies out. He got some wood on the ball. We're heading to the top of the 6th. The rain continue. In fact, it might be a little stronger right now, this rain. But apparently they're going to play through this. We move to the top of the 6th. The fuck is going on here? Jesus. Ah. Top of the 6th, Rico leads it off. Catfish hits it deep by Rico, and it's gone. Into the rain. Rico Petroselli got a hold of one, but from Catfish. Tell you, he's prone to that shit. That is number 28 for Rico Petrocelli. He's up there. He currently passes Yastrzemski and Killebrew into 4th place for home runs. Let me just adjust that. Rico Petrocelli with his 28th home run of the season. There we go. And for your edifice, just for your pleasure, here are the current leaders in the American League for home runs. Howard leads all of Major League Baseball with 39 home runs. Petrocelli just hit his 28th. Passes Carl and Harmon. This is the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network, and we do the best we can with what we have. Back to the ball game. So it's 3-0 Red Sox. It's like the death of 1,000 knives. Catfish will face Tony now. The rain has let up a little bit now. Back to a very light drizzle. Forecast had cloudy skies and a chance of showers, 50% chance. Here's the pitch to Canigliaro. 4-10, fly ball center. Tartable getting under that. He's a 3. 3-3. He makes the catch. Tartable with a running catch, 1 down. And here's George Scott. 1 for 2 tonight. Yeah, you said it, Kathy Harden. It's back to a light drizzle. George Scott, the batter. 2-11, and he grounds it to first. Webster for 2-way, and here's Tom Satriano. It's back to that slightly more than a drizzle. It's like a super light rain right now. Satriano hit by a pitch scored the 2nd run for the Red Sox. Catfish, 5-2, grounds it to 2nd, Dick Green, and the side is retired. 1 run though, it's like the death of 1,000 cuts. A home run by Rico, his 28th of the year. We're in the middle of the 6th. Oh my Lord. Folks, I'm really taking liberty here. I'm really taking freaking liberty. I'm Kathy Harden. They're going to try to get this game in. Here's Sonny Siebert. It's raining now. Surprised they're even playing right now, Kathy Harden. Reggie Jackson, the batter. Bottom of the sixth in the rain. He has struck out twice. Siebert grounds it to first, 1 out. A's trail 3-0. I see Jerry Bull has arrived. Greetings. Pitch to Bando. 5-10. Fly to center. And Reggie Smith hauls it down 2-way. Here's Danny Cater. "5-9. Hit deep by Cater. And it's gone by Danny Cater. In the rain, it's almost like the natural, even though they trail now by 2. Danny Cater with a home run. Yes, indeed. Cater connects on a Siebert changeup and knocks it the hell out of here. For Cater, that's number 11. They add up. He had 10 in real world, so he's doing better. Cater puts the A's within 1. I'm hearing they're going to have to Cater the Tater. They're going to finish this inning hopefully, and then they're going to take a pause here due to rain. Here's Siebert. The pitch to Webster. That's 3-5, and that grounds to second, and the side is retired. And we are in a rain delay, people. I am so sorry, but we are in a rain delay. And I read a rule, and I don't know if it's still true, that a game you got to wait 75 minutes before you can call a game. I don't know if that still is true. I'm going to bypass that rule and say that this game will be resumed if it does not resume tonight, and they can call this game at any time. We are in a rain delay. We are in a rain delay, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network, and this is quite a ball game. the second game of a doubleheader. The A's won the the Red Sox won the first game 8-5. Staines got the win. Talbot the loss. Home run by Webster for the A's. For the Red Sox, Yastrzemski. There were 3 triples in the game. Gibson also hit a home run. In this second game, Siebert and Catfish. Andrews started the game off hitting the first pitch of this ball game off Catfish into the twilight zone. So it was 1-0, and then both pitchers scoreless innings, and then in the top of the 5th, things got off to a bad start. Scott singled, Satriano got hit by a pitch, and Catfish was lucky to get out with 1 run. And then in the top of the 5th, Rico hit one to Palookaville. And that was Rico's 28th home run of the season, passing Carl and Harmon Killebrew, who have 27. And then here in the bottom of the 6th, the rain was really coming down. Danny Cater, a home run. His 11th of the year. And we are 3-1 through 6. And of course the question is, you have Hunter and Siebert. Both have endurance of Sonny is 6 and Catfish is 7. Irrelevant based on what's happened. We would go to the top of the 7th. We hope it's not going to be long. It's unfortunate, but we do not. Well, Jerry Bull, we're going to suspend this ball game. I don't complete games after 5. So sorry, sir. I hope you understand. This is fantasy baseball, and this is my rule for this game. Because it's not even a rain delay in the first place, okay? I made up the rain delay. I could have not made up the rain delay. And therefore you would continue the game anyway. You see, so do you see the construction and the self-reflexivity involved here? So yeah, if we suspend it, but this game is not yet suspended. This game is not yet, thank you, sir. Yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Paul. You're a very agreeable man. So it leaves us wondering, what can you do? We've recapped both games of this doubleheader. What I might want to do for you all is take a hit and peruse the standings and league leaders. The league leaders will be updated in about 2 or 3 days, 3 days, 2 days. After we complete all games of this date, August 3, 1969. So let's go take a look at the standings. In the National League East, that's exactly right, Jerry Paul. That's exactly right. In the East, in the National League, it's the amazing Pirates. The Cubs have cut down their lead to 5.5. I'm eager to see. They're both yet to play on this date. Eager to see. And everybody is, I think even St. Louis and New York are within. And the New York Mets are an amazing story because this is the best record they've had in their franchise history. They're only 2 games under 500. Meanwhile, Phillies are 5.5 games behind the expansion expos, and that is what you call in Yiddish a shanda. In the West, the Braves in first, Giants, they were 3.5 out. They've moved it up to 2 out. Houston is in third. This is their best record in franchise history. Reds right behind them. Houston passed the Reds. Dodgers are slumping. 5 games under 500. In the AL, the big story, best record in baseball. The Minnesota Twins, Billy Martin, with a 12-game lead over the Oakland A's that we're watching tonight. And Angels 8 behind Oakland. White Sox are a real disappointment with Seattle and KC taking up the rear, but Seattle is only 1/2 game behind the White Sox. That's a Shanda. In the East, yeah, the NL has good pennant races, absolutely. In the East, the Orioles are actually, they're playing at a pace of, they've moved up. They're only 1/2 game behind Minnesota's pace, and even in the loss column, okay. They have a 17-game lead over the returning world champion Detroit Tigers. Senators are holding their own, 1 game over 500. Red Sox are having some troubles. A real disappointment this year are the New York Yankees, who are in 5th place, underperforming, and then finally Cleveland. Cleveland, really, Phillies have the worst record in baseball. But Cleveland isn't far. Neither is San Diego. As far as our leaders in the National League, McCovey leads with 36 home runs. Stargell has 30. He's been hurt lately. Tolan with amazing 24. Bonds has 22. Aaron 22, underperforming. And the list goes on. Juan Marichal with 19 wins, most in all of Major League Baseball. Bill Hands with 16. Holtzman has 14 for the, actually Ellis and Holtzman have to be switched. But there's a nice duo there. Jenkins has had some problems. Big Ron Reed has 15. Phil Niekro has 15. In the AL, where I said McCovey had 36 home runs, well, Frank Howard leads baseball with 39. Jackson with 35. Epstein, 29. Rico hit his 28th tonight. As far as pitching goes, Dave Boswell on his way maybe to a 20-game win season. I think he won 20 in real world. He's got 17. Cuellar and McNally both have 15 wins. Cott, Odom with 14. And Hunter going tonight with 13. Messersmith with 13. And that's about it. That's what the makeup is. We certainly expect the Orioles and Twins to match up unless something ungodly happens. I'm going to take a hit, because that's what I like to do. As the rain keeps coming down. Yeah. It's hard to tell, meteorology I don't think it was as advanced as it is today. I mean, from 69, really, I'm serious, with radar. And my guess is they were not as, but they were still pretty good. And there's a chance that it could clear up. But this rain front, whatever you want to call it, this rain system is moving right over the Oakland Alameda Coliseum, as well as all the adjoining areas. It's a rain system that is sort of moving east, south. Meanwhile, the question always comes up, what's this going to do to the pitchers, Siebert and Hunter? Yeah, I'm going to take a hit. Damn right I am. Damn freaking right. Damn freaking right. I mean, I'm gonna think about what I want to think about right now. Lots of baseball action in real world. To review the scores. Giants, Tigers tied up at 1, top of the third in Detroit. Phillies 5, Reds nothing, bottom of the third in Cincinnati. No score. Arizona at Miami, end of the third. No score, top of the second, Cleveland at Washington. Yankees have started, they lead 2-0, it's the top of the second. It's at Yankee Stadium. The 13-0 Tampa Bay Rays. It's the bottom of the first in Toronto. The Rays trailing 1-0. That's a game to keep your eye on. 2-0 Angels in Boston. Bottom of the first. And the Orioles at the White Sox. No score. Top of the second. Starting at 8:10, Texas at Houston, Atlanta at KC, 8:15, Pittsburgh at St. Louis, 9:40, Milwaukee at San Diego, 10:10, Cubs at the Dodgers. If I'm up, I'll be listening to that. 10:10, Colorado at Seattle, and that covers real world Major League Baseball. Wow. I'm going to take a hit. From my looking, the rain has just let up a tad. Just laid up just a tad. This is great for beer sales. I don't do beer. I like weed. I find alcohol to be a very dangerous drug. I really do. It can hurt major organs, including the brain and the liver. And it's a physiologically addicting drug. I like weed. Now, is that so bad? I mean, really, with all the stuff we have going on in this world. Alcohol is my father's and my grandfather's drug of choice. They they didn't abuse it. My father he had one scotch every night when he came home. I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. We're letting up just a bit here. If we do come back, it will be the top of the 7th, and the first batter will be Sonny Siebert. The Red Sox have a 3-0 lead. We don't know how this might affect Siebert. Pitchers are different. Some doesn't make any difference. Some of them could be woken up in the middle of the night, given a chance to throw just about, 8, 10, 12 warm-ups, and they'll be ready to go. Okay? And they'll be effective. Others, they go through all sorts of personal rituals. I'm going to take one more hit, then I'm going to take a peek at that weather. I know it might be silly to do this sort of charade of a rain delay, but imagine if I had some incidents occur, like a fight. They don't have that in Strat-O-Matic, where there's a hit by pitch and then there's a brawl, and then the umpire has to decide who's leaving this ball game. Okay? All right. And, I could also do a Philly game where the last game of the season, they're in last, they're behind Montreal, and the fans storm the field in protest of how bad the Phillies were, and the game is forfeited. That happened in real world to the Washington Senators, the expansion Senators. The team that started in 61, it happened in 71, I believe. Then they moved to Texas the next year, Bob Short. They had a sign in the outfield, the fan, Short sucks. I hear I'm going to get an update here in about 3 minutes on this ball game. You could also have where a guy gets killed. That is so super rare. It happened only once. I believe it was 1920. He killed Ray Chapman with a pitch. The only major league player to die as a direct result of an on-field injury. Carl Mays was the pitcher. It was 1920. That season is available. That's a pretty sick thing. And he said later in years he never regretted it. What kind of thing is that to say? He was a good pitcher. What kind of thing is that to say? Huh? Anybody? It's inappropriate, isn't it? I just got word they're going to play this ball game. It might take a few minutes to get the tarp off the field. And believe it or not, it is a wet field. But they're going to bring that in, and that's what they're going to do. They say in about 5 minutes we'll be able to resume this ball game. It's a very, very light mist. They're really trying to get this in. And it's going to be the top of the 7th. It will be Catfish on the mound. 3-1 Red Sox, and Siebert will be the batter. There's going to be another few minutes until the tarp is off so the players can take the field. Catfish has come out. I see Siebert warming in the bullpen, throwing pitches, loosening it up. This is the Strat-O-Matic Baseball Network. You get it all here. SBN doing the 1969 Strat-O-Matic Baseball replay. Arguably, for people like my age, the best season. So many highlights. The power of Killebrew, even though he's underperforming. Killebrew and Howard. The bats of Carew and Oliva. The Orioles, the Twins. You know, in the NL you got McCovey, the MVP, and he is leading, I believe, 36 home runs. He could very well hit his 45 pace if he starts knocking some out. And Juan Marichal on his way to becoming the first 20-game winner of the season. Isn't that something? Lord. Congratulations, Juan Marichal, as the Giants are within 2 games, I believe. 2 games of Atlanta. Indeed, that's correct. Okay, the tarp is off. I apologize for Mother Nature. And Sonny Siebert, with a 3-1 lead, he allowed a home run to Rico, but Catfish, but here's Sonny Siebert to lead it off now. Siebert let one up to Cater. Here's the pitch. 2-10, and there's a base hit by Siebert. Oh, that stings. Oh, it's burning. You remember the in The Exorcist when she got hit with holy water? Oh, it burns. Oh. Siebert with a leadoff single. Actually, he's a pretty good hitter, 6 NR. Here's Mike Andrews. First swing of the game, he hit a home run off of Catfish. 3-4. Walked him. So, whoa, it's first and second for Catfish now. Now he's got some trouble. Dalton Jones. Carl on deck, then Smith. Pitch to Dalton, 1-9. Fly ball center, runners hold. One down. One down. Here in Oakland, the rain is now just little droplets. It's there, but they're just little knurps of moisture, just sort of floating down. This first and second one out. Here's the pitch to Carl. From Catfish, 4-2. Whoa, and that is a base hit for Carl with one asteroid. That will load the bases quite suspensefully. Let's look at that again, if I may. 4-2. Left-hander. Single 1-5. And that's a 3. Yes, gets it through to load the frickin' bases. And here's Reggie Smith, my Lord help us. Remember, Smith is a 3-0-9 hitter, if I'm reading that right. Smith 0 for 3 for the night. He reached on an error, left on in the first. Bases loaded, one out. Catfish. 6-6. And it's a double down the line for Smith. 2 runs come in. Siebert scores. Andrews scores. Carl goes to third. A 2-run double by Reggie Smith. Oh my, oh my, oh my, oh my. It's one out, second and third. Just a crazy, crazy hitting here for the Red Sox. And they're going to stay with Catfish because they don't have much to use in the bullpen. It's a shame. If they're really going to fight for this, he has not reached fatigue. Oh, wait a minute. 7th inning. This is it. He has reached fatigue. Hunter has reached fatigue. He reached fatigue after the single. Now, this play did not affect it. So, sometimes that happens. But Hunter has reached fatigue, and he's through. Hunter pitched 6 1/3. There'll be a change here, people. There were 8 hits by Hunter. He allowed 2 walks. He hit a batter and allowed 3 runs. He struck out 6 in the first 4 innings, and that was it. Well, you know, with Jim Hunter, he allowed 2 home runs, and that they were solo blasts, but they just, you know, didn't do it for me. Jim Nash, the only pitcher, I believe, except for the starters, who we have not seen, at least in this doubleheader or in the last 3 games. Jim Nash. And Jim Nash comes in. It is now, I hate to say this, it's a 5-1 frickin' ball game, Kathy Harden. Lord, this is, my Klonopin is taking effect, the weed is taking effect. It's a 5-1 ball game. Let's see if we can get through this. Jim Nash has finished his warm-ups. Oh, I shouldn't have put all that in for Hunter because he's responsible for second and third. So we'll make the change if needed. Hopefully Nash will put a stop to this. Here's Rico now. He homered. Struck out twice and homered. Get a chance to look at Jim Nash on the mound now. Nash is ready. The wind up by the Nash. 5-9. And it's hit deep by Rico. Oh my Lord, it's gone. Again. A 3-run home run by Rico Petrocelli, number 29 for the night. Oh my Christ. A 3-run home run for Rico. That gives him 4 runs batted in this inning, this game. 3 this inning. And then he hits his 29th. And if you don't mind, I'm going to enter this. That puts Rico Petrocelli tied with Mike Epstein for 3rd in home runs. Rico. Both with 29 now. Petrocelli with 2 home runs in this ball game. And that's 5 runs in this inning. That's going to make it an 8-1 ball game. Let me just get the Hunter, who allowed 3, and then he was responsible for 4 of these 5 runs. So he's responsible for 7 runs, Jim Hunter is. He's the loser of record. Nash did allow 1 run, a home run in his own right to Rico Petrocelli. And this frickin' inning isn't even over. Can you believe that, Kathy Harden? This inning is not even frickin' over. Here's Tony Conigliaro. It's 1 out still. 5 runs in. 8-1 Boston. Pitch to Tony. That's 3-6. Struck him out. 2 away. Nash gets his first out. And here's George Scott now. Lots of action here. Here's the pitch to Scott. These are other news agencies who were reporting on the game. Here's the pitch, 1-8. And that is a base hit by Scott. The hits keep coming. This one's out to left field. Thrown in by Cater. This will be the 9th batter this inning. 8-1 Red Sox. Tom Satriano. Tom Satriano now. Bear with me, people. A little technical issue here. Baseball crowd noise. We're almost set. Yeah, we are. Believe it or not, there are 2 outs, there are 5 in, and Tom Satriano is at the plate. Nash. 6-3. Flies it to left. Satriano flies it to left. That's going to be for Cater, a 4. 5-4. And he makes the catch. A very nice catch by Daniel Cater. There were 5 frickin' runs, including a 3-run home run by Rico, his 29th. He hit his 28th in the 6th. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch, people. And we're going to head to the bottom of the 7th, and one Sonny Siebert, who we have to say has been pitching good baseball. He let up 1 to Cater, a home run, but for the most part got into jams, got out of it, stayed in control. It translates to an 8-1 lead. And coming up will be Dick Green. It'll be Green, Mr. Haney, and a pinch hitter. Siebert. Bottom of the 7th. Green at the plate. Mr. Haney on deck. Here's the pitch to Green. And he grounds it back to Siebert, who throws it to Jones at first for the first out. Sonny Siebert has had control of this ball game. No doubt about it. Here's Mr. Haney now. Here's Siebert, and the pitch to Haney. That's for 9, and Haney walks. I keep forgetting, though, it's 8-1. And there'll be a hitter for Nash, even though they have nobody. Nash pitched 2/3 for Hunter. He allowed 2 hits, a home run, and there'll be a hitter here with 1 out. Haney on first. Bob Johnson is coming out to pinch hit for Jim Nash. Big Bob Johnson. Fingers, who pitched on August 2nd, yesterday's game, will be asked to come in again to pitch to the Red Sox in the top of the 8th. Fingers. It was a perfect situation for Fingers. He wasn't that good. He wasn't that great. He was all right. I guess he got 12 saves. I guess that counts for something. He wasn't as good as he was later. Bob Johnson pinch hitting for Jim Nash. And Siebert ready from the stretch, 1 out. Here's the pitch to Johnson. 3-8. Yeah, grounds it to short for the force. So that's 2 outs, and Johnson is on first. And that brings up Jose Tartabull. 0 for 2 with a walk. It's 8-1 ball game, folks. This is not like it's a 1 or 2 run game. This is a, you need lots of hits. You need 2 grand slams, for Christ's sakes, to take the lead. But you got to stay in there and keep trying. Red Sox very excited with the prospect of sweeping the doubleheader and winning the series 3-4. 3-1, sorry. Bottom of the 7th, Mike Andrews. Siebert, now I think I have a second wind. That helps also. Tartable. Yeah. Siebert facing Andrews. Wait a minute, it's the bottom of the, excuse me, please. That's called a weed sort of trance. Here we go. Jose Tartable will lead it off in the bottom of the 7th. Yeah, it's amazing that sometimes I get through this right. It's all right. It will be Tartable and then Campanaris on deck. Isn't that nice? And then Reggie Jackson and Bando. This would be the time, guys. Here's the pitch, bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch to Tartable. 5-4. Catcher X. Satriano a 4. He can do anything almost. But he struck him out. Siebert struck out Tartable here. Oh, wait a minute now. And the side is retired. I got really sidetracked there. That is the 7th strikeout for Siebert tonight. And it's still 8-1 after 7. We're going to the 8th. We're okay. There is a new pitcher for the Oakland Athletics, and it is Raleigh Fingers. You know, can you get back to the history of the Athletics? They played with 3 cities. First, Philadelphia, owned by Connie Mack for 50 years, and he managed the team. The mascot was an elephant, and it was a classic team. Even Ty Cobb played for them at the end of his career. Moved to KC. I don't think there's much of a... I mean, maybe one moment was when he was something like 80 years old. I'm exaggerating. Satchel Paige actually pitched in a game, and I think he retired the side. He was 50-something. And then they came to Oakland, and that was in '68, I believe. And they hired Joe DiMaggio so he could get his pension, but it was also a great boost for the team. A great respect. And they built a dynasty. That's what happened, people. So Fingers has finished his warm-up pitches. And now it will be Mike Andrews. 8-1 ball game. These are the kind of lazy ball games. Here's Fingers now. 5-6. Grounds it to short, 1 down. Now Mac Jones. Big Mac 0 for 4 tonight. Fingers. struck him out. Jones goes down swinging. 2 down. Should have had Fingers start this goddamn game. Just kidding. Here's Carl now, 1 for 3, walked, singled, and scored. That's 4-6, and he grounds it to second. Green has it, throws it over to Webster. And that side is retired. That's a 1-2-3 by Fingers. Very nice inning by Raleigh. And we move to the bottom of the 8th. It's getting later now. I don't believe in time, but I believe in segments of time. So, not of time, segments based on 3 outs each side. However long that takes. And leading it off is Bert Campaneris. Big hand for Bert. Oh, there's a big hand for Bert. Oh, and they're buzzing about it. Big hand for Bert. It's a standing ovation. Oh my, isn't that heartwarming? For Bert Campaneris, who... And Bert fouls it back out of play. He endures a very tough injury and comes back in the same season as the A's try to keep their hopes alive, 12 and a half games behind the Twins in the West. And Bert comes up with 2 down. Oh, wait a minute. That is the inning, Tartable. That was the frickin' inning. That would have been 4 outs. Yeah, 1 out, force out, and 3 out. You see, I caught it. I catch everything, just about. Oh, wait a minute. That was last inning. I'm starting off the bottom of the 8th. Oh, that's high. Kathy Harden, that's some good weed, isn't it? You see how I get back, though. It's resilient. Yeah. Siebert going all the frickin' way tonight. Namely, because they really don't have anyone to use except the spaceman. And I would not suggest that, because this spaceman has been awfully frickin' spacey on the mound, really. His behavior, the hitting that he has allowed, but the spaceman is available, and he's about the only guy who really is rested enough to be at his top peak. But his top peak has not been so good. Right now, I think that the manager is very satisfied with Sonny Siebert, who will face Bert Campaneris to start off the bottom of the 8th. Consider this sort of an elitist, deluxe moment in this Strat-O-Matic 1969 replay, whereas we are just savoring a big win here. Don't, if you were for the A's, just let that go. Red Sox on the verge of a sweep in the dugout in the doubleheader, and Oakland. And losing and winning 3 out of 4, and Oakland just what do you mean? They can't afford to get swept in a frickin' doubleheader. And Bert Campaneris is back after a couple weeks out. And he'll lead it off. He's supposed to be lead off. Sonny Siebert still going strong. And the pitch. 5-8. And that's a double for Bert Campaneris. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Don't get your hopes up. They're down by freaking 7 runs. Sorry about that. Here's Reggie now. Reggie the dog. Struck out twice, grounded to first. This guy is worse than a dog. I mean, why even compare him to a dog? Even a hot dog. Let's lower him to something else. It's 8-1 Red Sox. Siebert has gone all the way. Here's the pitch to Jackson. That's 4-5. Struck him out. And that's the 8th for Siebert, the 3rd tonight of Jackson. And he struck out twice in the first game. So Jackson has compiled 5 strikeouts in the doubleheader. Obviously not in a groove. That was a doggy dog. 3 dogs. So 1 out, Kubiak on second. Sal Bando. Here's Siebert now and the pitch. One 4. He hit him. Bando gets hit. And there's an argument right now. The Red Sox manager is coming out to talk to the umpire. We don't know exactly what it's about. 1-4. The first hit was by Longborg. Longborg hit Webster of the A's in the 8th. Longborg for the Red Sox. And then Satriano was hit by Hunter. A warning was given. And now Bando has been hit by Siebert. And there's a discussion going on right now between the umpires, all of them. And I got to tell you, I just got word this is a very lenient umpire. He says 1 more hit pitch, I don't care how it happens, and that pitcher is out of the game. They'll let this one fly. Trying to keep tempers. But that was a retaliation by Siebert. And why? For what reason but spite? It just goes to show I'm not going to label him, but it's a spiteful thing to do when you're leading the game 8-1. Christ. Okay, here's Cater now. The drama is over. First and second with one out. We need another blast by Cater. I mean, what the hell? If they're down by 7, we need at least a 3-run blast here in the 8th. Here's the pitch to Cater. Grounds it to second. And that's going to be a double play. Oh, wait a minute. 1-7. Grounds it to second. That is a double play. Turned by Andrews. And the side is retired. Oh, tough break for the A's. Real tough break for the A's, Kathy. But, you know, let's just go with it. Fingers. We got Reggie Smith, 1 for 4. He doubled and scored on Petro's home run. Big bats for the Boston Red Sox. They scored 8 runs in the first game, now 8 here in the second. And somehow, some way, Sonny Siebert has kept the Oakland Athletics to 1 run. I don't know how he's done it, but he really has been, and he's not near fatigue at all. And here's Fingers now in his second inning. He retired the side in order in the 8th. Fingers to Smith. 1-7. Fly ball right, 1 away. Caught by the dog, but the dog is very solemn right now. In an 8-1 ball game, solemn dog. Here's Rico now. 2 home runs. Struck out twice. Hit 2 home runs, a solo and a 3-run. He's got 4 runs batted in today. Here's the pitch to Rico, 5-9. And he struck him out. Fingers. Oh my. Strikes out Rico. That's the 3rd strikeout by Rico. Second by Fingers. He's retired the first 5 Red Sox. And here's Tony Conigliaro. Tony 1 for 4. Plenty of contributions from the Red Sox here tonight. Fingers winds. And the pitch, 1-2. And it's a fly ball. It's a lazy ball for Cater in left, getting under it, and makes the catch. Another 1-2-3 by Fingers. 2 scoreless innings. And this is it for the Oakland Athletics. The big story of this ball game is twofold. It's Sonny Siebert, 1 run in 8 innings thus far, and the bats of the Red Sox, 8 runs. Petrocelli, 2 home runs. Andrews opens it up, first swing, first pitch, a home run. And they had a rally in the 7th, crazy rally. Scored 5. And Siebert will face Webster, Green, and Mr. Haney. Well, isn't that special? Raymond Webster. We're going to get back to this Raymond. Very strange pick they had here. He only had 77 at bats. Sooner or later, he's not going to be playing. It's going to be putting Cater back at first base. And Monday in center, maybe Tartable can go to left. We'll see. That's what I would think. Monday has been out. But the encouraging sign is that he came into this game in real world, and same with Bert Campanaris. Okay, Raymond Webster. He hit a home run in the first game. A big one, but to no avail. Siebert is ready, has 1 inning to finish. Feels like Siebert has been pitching forever. Siebert, the only man warming, and I don't think it's going to be necessary, is the spaceman. And he was warming earlier. He is sitting down right now. Here's the pitch to Siebert. From Siebert. 1-9. Pops it up to first. And Dalton Jones gloves it. So that's 1 down. Not looking very good here. 7 runs down. With 1 out, bottom of the 9th. Dick Green, the batter, 2 for 3. And I guess it's only fitting to have Mr. Haney be on deck, but I don't know. I think we might have a hitter for Mr. Haney, just for the fun of it. Here's Dick Green. 3-3. Grounds it to short, 2 away. Sonny Siebert walks off the mound, wipes some sweat from his brow. And because I believe Duncan is hurt, Roof and Duncan, can they both be hurt? We're gonna let Mr. Haney hit. Yeah, don't you feel bad for the guy? He was good enough to make the majors. And we're going to give him the last chance here. Mr. Haney steps up to face Sonny Siebert, who, wow, look at this performance by Sonny Siebert. Jesus Christ. He's gone all the frickin' way. Think about it. Hunter lasted 6 1/3, Nash 2/3. And it's been fingers ever since, but here comes Mr. Haney. Let's just take a look at those numbers. 193. Do I read that correctly? I think so. 193. Well, he's gonna fucking hit. I'm sorry, Kathy Harden. I do not do things out of a whim, because it's, sometimes I do it for fun. If you want me to pinch hit, I will. There's no skin off my nose if you want me to. But otherwise, I'm going to go ahead, and unless you say you type in pinch hit within, I know we're in a delay. Haney. Mr. Haney has stepped into the bottom, says, with pride, Mr. Haney. And here's Siebert, who's been so tough today. Okay, Siebert, the wind-up, the pitch to Mr. Haney. 3-6, struck him out. And the ball game is over. Second strikeout by Haney. 9 strikeouts by Siebert. A big win for Siebert, and I'm going to give the star of the game to Siebert. If you want to give it to Petrocelli and have them be co-stars, that's fine also. The final score is Red Sox 8, Oakland 1. In the doubleheader, the Red Sox sweep the A's 8-5 in the first game. Staines with the win. 8-1 in the second game. Siebert with the win. He went all the way. He allowed only 4 hits. 4 hits. It's really remarkable. 2-3. He did walk 4, hit a batter. He had 9 strikeouts and allowed only 1 run. It's hard to really see through some of the stuff that happened how good he really was tonight. Okay, the loss goes to Hunter. Well, all I could say, it was a disaster for Catfish. He got off on the wrong foot. The first pitch to Andrews was knocked out of here, so that was sort of an omen for what would transpire. Fingers pitched 2 and was very effective. Faced 6 batters, retired them in order. Struck out 2. Perfect innings. The final line, Red Sox 8 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Siebert and Oakland, Oakland had 1 run. Siebert allowed 4 hits. There was 1 error for Oakland. I think that really says a lot. The 4 hits, when he walked someone, hit somebody, sometimes he would get out of trouble. If you could see, these were second and the fourth, it was identical. First and third, 2 outs. First and third with 2 outs. Got out of it each time. Really good game. This will put Oakland within 12 now of the Minnesota Twins. Breathing. You have a great night, Kathy Harden. Thank you for being with us. Really enjoyed it. This will put Oakland, Kathy Harden. You have a good night. Within 12. I mean, they're breathing a little closer now to those Twins. You're surprised what can happen. Twins have not had a big losing streak all season, and that's something happens every season for every team. At least a small losing streak. The A's have played consistent baseball, but they were swept tonight. and I guess they'll have to think about moving forward. I'll be posting these games in terms of updated standings in the morning. And I will not be rescheduling the next game until I do that. I will not do it tonight. Way too high. And we'll just go on. It'll be reasonable times. I like to spread it out. Appreciate all of your flexibility. I know sometimes you can't make it, sometimes you can. And when you can, we're glad you can. I say strong game, fun game. That's what that was, a fun game, a fun doubleheader. Again, I'll have the updated standings posted in the morning, and we will go on with this series. Take care, everybody. Stay strong.